All right. Hi there. We're going to try and do this one more time. We are going to try and give you an updated version of the tour of the mining shack, which you see over my shoulder there. That is where I spent many, many weeks at the beginning of the game while I was working on the foundations for the tower. And right above my head, that's where my bolt hole is. Itty bitty tiny thing right above my head there. Anyhow, mining shack was one of the first things I built. Let's go take a look at it real quick. And before we do so, let's get rid of the jetpack because it's going to be a problem. So this is the mining shack. I had a very limited palette to work with, and I was trying out the new Glimmars Steampunk texture pack. So this is my very first building palette, where I was looking at the limestone, the granite, and the andesite along with the cobblestone. You'll note I went with spruce planks, spruce logs, cobblestone, a little bit of maple planks, and a slate roof. And you'll notice the roof is ground accessible. That was a feature actually that I wanted. Be able to get up here and work on things easily. This is a smokestack or a chimney. It goes down into our furnace on the inside. We'll get back to these guys here in a minute. This was among the first things I built for power, was a windmill. Ran a bunch of the immersive engineering equipment out here. Most of that is gone. The only thing left is the squeezer, which I used to make electrodes. Oh, and it also runs the carpenter equipment, which gets used very rarely. And this is a switch, which goes up to, yeah, you can't see it from here. I should have shown you up top. But there is a breaker up there, which will turn off the power that's being leached off to the tower if I want to keep all the production of the windmill here, which was a thing for a while. Going inside, you'll note I have two doors, and this is built like an airlock. I can look out, I can see if the coast is clear, if there's anything sneaking around. And if the one door gets blown off the hinges, I got a second one. And that did happen many times when I first built this before I got all my torches put out. Inside, we've still got our bloomery here. It still has a little bit of iron in there. Still use this on occasion. We got our basic furnace. We got some fuel. A little bit of storage. This was our initial storage area, and it's all but empty now. Decocraft, so that we can make things like the rocking chair and the telescope that was on the roof. Most of this storage has to do with agriculture in one way or another. This is an escritoire, which is French for something that bees need. So you can use this to work on your bee genetics, apparently. And this is your architect's desk. You load in a blueprint and some gold, and you can go through your catalog of schematics if you have them. So this is a cool deal. This is from the Schematics Mod. It's not as popular as Schematica. Schematica doesn't have the fun furniture and blueprints and stuff. But you can go out on the internet and find schematics that people have built and download them. And if you put them in your resource, your schematics resource, yeah, that's a big one. Your schematics resource folder, you can then pull them out and build them. Cool, huh? Oh, and yes, you can sit in the rocking chair if you just want to take a load off. Going down, we're going to hit the basement first. Oh, and this is something I wanted to point out. whenever I go into a mod pack and I start pushing my tunnels out, at the entrance I always put or try to put an example of one of the types of ores that can be found on any particular level. Given that different mod packs play with the ore distribution in different ways, this can save you a lot of time if you're looking for something in particular, like Gurtite. Say I want Gurtite. I come down, I find a Gurtite, and I know there's some on this level. Chances are, though, if I go down another level, if that was the first one, there's going to be more Gurtite on this level. That just seems to be how the distributions work. Though I think in the case of Gurtite, it's pretty much everywhere until you get down here. Yellorite, very important. There was an emerald someplace. I don't know where it went. So, this is bedrock. That's your texture for bedrock in Glimmars Steampunk texture pack. So we are now at basically the ground floor. This machine is your Ember Bore. This is what extracts ender crystals from the bedrock. And if I had some fuel in here, it would be running, but I know it's not. These would be turning if it was running. So you put your fuel in here, turn the switches on, fuel goes in, Ember Bore works, pulls out crystals, shoots them over here, and they get collected here. Yay. Simple. This is a spot loader, part of chicken chunks, rather than use a chunk loader, which the big ones are quite big. These little spot loaders only load one chunk, and there's the emerald. So that's what emerald looks like in this pack. Going up. By the way, we don't just have Ember. We have like 7 different types of energy forms in this particular pack. You of course have furnace power, which everybody starts with. We have that furnace up there. You got Ember power from Embers. You got redstone flux from various and sundry. You've got field energy from, I think it's extra utilities. You've got ME power from applied energistics. But that's kind of not like a real thing, because it takes power from other things and converts it into that. But yeah. And there's a couple other things floating out there I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, you get the idea. There's lots of different types of power you use in different situations. And the thing is, you don't stop using them. You keep using them. You keep finding ways to use them. This is collection and sorting. When I was running quarries up here on the surface, I would pump all the material into this sorting thing. It would send the cobblestone down to get compressed. So we have all the way up to septuple compression. That's a lot. It takes a lot of cobblestone to go to septuple. I got quint in there. There's 1 septuple, which is 500,000 blocks. I have a combination of barrels and chests all hooked up with Buildcraft pipes. These are the diamond sorting pipes, so I can pick what I want. I can put that into the barrel, and then these two get passed on, and then they'll get pulled out, yada yada yada. Same thing on the other side. Chests hold multitudes of types of blocks. These are all iron variations. The barrels hold one thing. This one's copper. Got tin, lead, nickel, aluminum, silver. It would be nice to unify and just have one type of like silver ore, but that isn't how this wound up working. So I have to have a chest where all the ore goes in, of the same type, and it all melts out to the same ingot. That, fortunately, is pretty simple. You can do that relatively easily. Other resources, diamonds, other minerals, etc. Anything that's not part of these, and these are some of your specials, your sunstone, your wonderstone, your amylite, green tiger eye, Madagascar rhyolite, opal, all have special uses. So these are our specials from Rockhounding rocks. Everything else gets pumped into this holding chest and then eventually winds up on a card. And that's usually plant materials and things out of dungeons at this point. Pretty much got everything else figured out. There's some miscellaneous stuff here. This is useless bitumen. I have yet to figure out. And I got tons of ender lily seeds. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. Speaking of ender lilies, top side. There we go. I have my little ender lily farm, and it eventually got upgraded to end stone. They grow a lot faster on end stone. It's the only way I could get pearls there for a while. I kept getting deaded by endermen. Oh, and this is our little power system for running the crafter. This is just a thermoelectric generator. It's not a very sophisticated one, and it just creates a very tiny trickle of power, which eventually collects up here. Now I have 1 million redstone flux up in this thing, so it's got plenty to run what's needed on the crafter. We're going to check that guy out in the next tour. Going to go to the mining dimension. Let's go back outside. There's 2 or 3 things to look at, and it is night again, so let's fix that. Don't want any interruptions. Always close the door behind you. So going back behind the building again, there's a few things. Point defense system with a laser turret. Cool. I don't remember what that stone is. Tyrian. Okay, that's a type of Tyrian. That's a fabricated block. This is an evaporation tank, so water goes in. You either pour it in, pump it in, or collect it from rain, and then it evaporates. And when it gets done evaporating enough, you'll get salt, and the salt's pumped out the other end and lands into the salt block. Why did I flash? Freaky things. I don't like freaky things. Check for ice and snow before flying. Yes, if you have ice and snow on your flying machine, it causes problems. So always knock the ice off. De-ice your flying machine. This is an old pad where my flying machine landed while I was over here. I have not taken it apart in case I might need it. This is a blueprint. This is a blueprint I made and I put up. It's a medieval small shop, and if I click it, it will put up a ghost image. And I can go ahead and place blocks in this ghost image until this is completed. Or I can say I don't like the oak, I want to go with birch. I can switch it out if I want to. Change it up. Or, if you happen to have everything in your inventory, it will tell you everything you need to have in your inventory. And it shows you your inventory. And then you can say, fine, build it. Which, in this case, ain't going to happen. And we've frozen. Why have we frozen? This is not good. It's not supposed to freeze. It hasn't frozen in any of the others. Let me get back to you on this. Oh, I see what the problem was. I was in creative, and it decided it was going to build it for me. That's why it, yeah. Now I got a building. Yay. Yeah, and for some reason, the doors don't stick. It looks like I'm still in creative. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so apparently when you're in creative, it will try and build, and that's what was stalling things out. Bad me. Bad. Yeah, I got all this stuff I need to clean up. Lots of food, though. I have to get up in here and torchify this. This always messes me up. There we go. Make sure I don't walk off the edge of the world here. Ah! Ran into something. There we go. Yay! So, that's it. That's the tour. Hope you liked it. Bye.